When you come to choose songs, when you're going to play live and you come to choose songs, I mean, obviously everybody wants to showcase new stuff, new material, new album. How do you, with you've got the massive difficulty of course you want to do that, but you've also got a back catalogue that you'll want to dip into. So how do you strike that balance?
I sort of normally think of the gig and think of what it is. I mean, if it's an American tour, I think of that as one gig, and it's pretty much the same for the whole tour. But if I'm playing in Paris, Olympia, I might want that to be a bit different just because it's a famous old music hall building where Piaf played. Right. So, I would sort of custom make the gig a little bit. But normally I sit down and I imagine myself going to my own gig and think, what would I have to have him play? So in other words, I'm going to see the Stones. I want Honky Tonk Women.
Yeah.
And I'll be real disappointed if they don't do it because that's one of my favourites. I would love them to do Satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because I just want to hear the Stones do that. So I know that occurs with me. So I do that. I will sit down and think, well, I should put that one in. I'd want to hear him sing that. And I do those. And then you go for the second lot, which are a bit more indulgent. Those are ones I'd like to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hope they would like them.
Yeah.
So... and then you get down, so in those ones, you get down to songs like, there's one I do now, it's called Here Today, which I wrote for John. And it's very much a sort of personal song, me sort of talking in a conversation to John. And it never really became famous, but it's good for the live show. I hear people like it because it's something you don't know, but it's quite interesting that this is me talking to John like my old mate. And, you'd probably say we were worlds apart, and all this. So, but it's quite emotional.
Yeah.
So I throw that one in, and most nights I get through it. Occasionally it chokes me up. Right. I was playing in Los Angeles in a record store called Amoeba, the big famous record store that's got every record that ever existed. And it's a great gig to do. It's just a small gig, and you play... There's the record store. There's all the racks of records and people standing between them. And you're on a stage at the other end. So it's great. It's like a surrealist thing. But I was doing Here Today, and I was just about holding it together and thinking about John and feeling very emotional, but holding it together. And I looked out there and there was this girl. She lost it completely and she was going to, of course, then I was, whoa. And I started to go too, But... it's great. I like to do that. But that's basically how I choose, sort of what they want and what I want.
When you're choosing Beatle material to do, particularly later Beatle material, you're in that fascinating position of playing Beatles stuff that the Beatles never played live. So, I mean, and do you think, and do you get the chance that way to think, well, I always thought that one would have sounded good live, but we never did because we'd given up touring by then. So have you been able to go back and, play live particular favourites you never got the chance to?
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. And the interesting thing is... because the Beatles didn't do a long set. There was no such thing as a 3-hour set then, more like half an hour.
Yeah.
We never had time to do all our stuff. We'd make records faster than the gigs could keep up with. So you're right. There's a load of songs that I can look at and think, we never did that. It'd be quite nice to try that. So on the last American tour I did, I was doing one called I'll Get You. Just, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And I always fancied it. It's quite a nice tune. Yeah. The chords are nice. But it's very retro. And when you do it, it like takes you and the audience back to sort of black and white, the 60s. It's like... But, so there's quite a few songs like that. Helter Skelter we never did with the Beatles. So it's nice to do that. And also to rescue it from the Charles Manson associations, because as listeners may not all know, that he kind of claimed it as his sort of theme tune, and it had a big black mark over it. It was like untouchable for a while, but I now do it, and it's really exciting to try and recreate something that I did with the Beatles because of all the memories as well, and also to give the people in the audience a sort of live look at it.